Well, good evening, everybody. Long time no see. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. Now, for some reason, people seem to love to watch my videos on Walgreens stock. I have no idea why, but Walgreens is apparently a hot stock. And we got what looks like to me a vertical line. That's right. Walgreens just published their earnings because I was yearning for those earnings. And what did I see? A vertical line! So let's go check out and see what's going on with Walgreens stock, okay? So, what's this?
I'm going to have to guess, and this is a standalone company in 5 years, WBA is probably anywhere from $75 a share to $125 a share, somewhere in there in 5 years from now. So, yeah, WBA, I think it's an easy money stock, and that's why I put seven figures in the stock.
Ooh, nice burn there, Jeremy Lafefe, you little pee-pee. So that was just a little dig at Jeremy Lafave, who put seven figures in Walgreens when it was at $55. And now it's trading for $11.90. But I guarantee you Jeremy's cost basis is probably going to be $9.34 or something like that. But anyway, that's besides the point. So in the past 5 days, Walgreens stock is up 25%. If you don't know what Walgreens is, it's basically a pharmacy. It's a pharmacy chain. There's freaking pharmacies everywhere. I go to a Walgreens. Well, actually, I go to Rite Aid. But I've been to a Walgreens before, okay? Basically, every town in freaking America has a Walgreens. So, this company has been having a lot of issues because of, drug reimbursements and theft and a crappy CEO that they got rid of who was actually a DEI hire. But anyway, this company has had a lot of problems, primarily margin compression. This company is having a hard time keeping profits, but somehow the most recent earnings meant the stock vertical lined at 25%. So is this the bottom for Walgreens? Is it a buy? Well, I personally don't think so, but let's see what's going on. So I was looking through the financial statements. We're going to go and look through the most recent quarterly results. So the first thing they start off with, delivering progress on strategic priorities. First quarter loss per share was 31 cents versus a loss per share of 8 cents in the year ago quarter. Only a loss of 31 cents per share in one quarter, guys. Not big deal, okay? The loss per share in the current quarter includes costs related to the footprint optimization program and an after-tax charge for fair value adjustments on the variable prepaid forward derivatives related to the monetization of Sensora shares. I'm a CPA, and I have never seen that before in my life, but this looks like a non-cash charge. Basically, in accounting, you can write stuff down. You can adjust stuff on your financial statements. So you can record a big loss in a quarter, but that doesn't mean there's necessarily a cash outflow. So the loss is pretty significant, but it looks like a significant portion of that, we'll see, was this after-tax charge. But you can actually adjust for that. But they have this metric called adjusted earnings per share. Adjusted earnings per share is also known in accounting world, in the textbooks, as clown earnings. There's generally accepted accounting principles, the rules of accounting, and then there's whatever Wall Street dropout losers try to make up to make their company look profitable, okay? Adjusted earnings per share was 51 cents versus adjusted earnings per share of 66 cents in the year-ago quarter, primarily driven by lower U.S. retail sales and prior year sale-leaseback gains, partially offset by cost savings and growth in U.S. healthcare. So they had lower U.S. retail sales. That's bullish. And last year they had a bunch of leaseback gains. So a leaseback is when a company, they're having issues and they need cash and they own buildings. So they say, okay, we're going to sell these buildings to generate a gain in cash, and then we're going to rent the buildings. So it's like you have a house. I'm in my house right now, or at my mom's basement, as everybody says. and I need cash. Oh my God. So I'm going to sell my house to Bobby next door, and then I'm going to rent my own house that I just sold to Bobby from Bobby. That's a lease back. Okay. So you get it cash, but then you don't own the property anymore. So when you sell it again, that generates a gain on your financial statements, and it capitalizes the business with cash because they're in trouble. Yeah. Usually you're not doing lease backs because everything's going hunky dory. Okay. I'm just saying. First quarter sales increased 7.5% to $39.5 billion, up 6.9% on a constant currency basis. So that's not bad revenue growth. Maintaining fiscal 2025 adjusted EPS. Once again, they're using adjusted EPS. Clown earnings. If a company uses that, it's probably a clown stock. Just saying. To 1.4 to 1.8. With growth in U.S. healthcare and international more than offset by a decline in U.S. retail pharmacy, a higher adjusted effective tax rate, and lower contributions from sale, leaseback, and Censora earnings. So they have Censora stock that has actually returned pretty freaking well. They own a portion of Censora, but they've been selling it off. Basically, this company's having a hard time with cash. So when you see a company selling stock, especially Censora, which has done very well, and then they're doing all these leaseback transactions, probably an issue. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at their retail pharmacy segment. So the U.S. pharmacy retail segment had first quarter sales of $30 billion, an increase of 6.6%. Comparable sales increased 8.5% from a year ago. Okay, that's decent revenue growth for it beat inflation. That's good. Pharmacy sales increased 10%. And comparable pharmacy sales increased 12.7%. So I suspect some of this sales growth is, they say it in the next sentence, but I think they're also trying to close a bunch of underperforming stores. So you're going to have a smaller, leaner business, basically. Each benefiting from higher branded drug inflation and prescription volume. Comparable prescriptions filled in the first quarter increased 2.3%. So, most of their revenue growth came from higher prices for drugs. Okay, only 2.3%. The comparable prescriptions increased 2.3%. That's not that crazy growth. That's basically like growing at the rate of GDP. So the amount of churn with prescriptions isn't growing that fast, but they're able to raise prices faster or higher, and that's how they recorded the higher sales growth. So wonder how long that's going to last. So retail sales decreased 6.2% and comparable retail sales decreased 4.6%, reflecting a weaker cough, cold, flu season. Oh, we weren't all sick. How sad. And lower sales in discretionary categories. Why does this business even have retail? Who goes to Walgreens and buys chips or whatever? You know where I go? I go to Walmart. I go anywhere besides a pharmacy, unless I need a very specific thing. Because Walgreens all the pharmacies are freaking expensive. Get rid of the retail crap. Just get rid of it. You should just be like a store, just a pharmacy that just gives out pills. That's all you do. Oh, let's buy some chips for double the cost, bro. Walgreens. The international segment had a first quarter sales of 6.4, an increase of 10% from the year ago, including a favorable currency impact of 3.6%. Okay. Sales increased 6.5%, while the Germany wholesale business growing. Okay, so they're growing a little bit better overseas. International, bro. But that's always impacted by currency fluctuations. Okay. Boots UK, Walgreens Boots Alliance. Comparable pharmacy sales increased 10.9% compared with the year prior. Boots UK comparable retail sales. So they're even growing retail in Willy Wonka land. 8.1%. Boots.com sales grew 30%. So it looks like a lot of the strength is coming from international. US is kind of garbage, to be perfectly honest. US, oh my God, bro. Let's look at their healthcare segment. How much revenue came from there? So international generated $6.4 billion of revenue, and U.S. retail pharmacy sales was $30 billion. So the big dog is U.S. retail pharmacy, followed by international, And then U.S. healthcare, which grew fast, is only contributing $2.1 billion, and it generated an operating loss. So U.S. healthcare is unprofitable. International is profitable on clown basis, adjusted operating income. And U.S. retail pharmacy is also profitable on clown basis. This adjusted crap should not be allowed. I'm just saying. Okay? Adjusted, bro. So let's go look at the financial statements. So let's look at their gross profit overall. So their gross profit is their profit just from selling an item, excluding general administrative expenses, blah, 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 blah. So they buy a drug and they sell it and they get reimbursed. Whatever the profit is, directly from that is gross profit, as an example. So their gross profit in the most recent quarter overall for everything was 17%. And in the quarter prior, it was 18.4. So their gross profit has declined. You can see their gross profit is the same, basically the same compared to the prior year, but their revenue grew. So basically their costs grew probably a little bit faster than sales. So cost of sales, see how fast that grew. Cost of sales grew 9%, and then revenue grew 7%. So their cost of sales actually grew faster than their sales revenue. So all this revenue growth, but their costs are growing faster. Selling and admin expenses also grew by 2%. That's not bad. Sensora earnings. So Sensora is that stock that they own. And they made a lot of capital gains on it. So the business itself isn't that profitable, at least from the last time I checked. But so they account for it based on the profit of the business, but they hold the stock. And the stock itself has had some pretty strong appreciation. Let's see what it's done. This is the company they own. If it pops up. Okay, it's up 7% on the year. It's up 171% in the last 5 years. So it's beaten the index. So basically they've used this as like a cash pile, but it's been flat ever since 2024. But I mean, that's pretty solid growth that Walgreens has gotten from there. So they still had an operating loss. They're still losing money. Okay. Let's see. How much is their interest expense? So their interest expense is $122 million as opposed to $99 million the prior quarter. So they have a loss from operations, then their interest expense is over $122 million. I mean, I don't know what to say. Wow. Oh my God. They're still losing money on an operational standpoint. Their their cost of sales is growing faster than their revenue. Wow. Wow, Walgreens. Let's look at their balance sheet. So they have 17 million of short-term assets versus 27 million of short-term liabilities. Okay, so not the strongest balance sheet here from a liquidity standpoint. And then from a solvency standpoint, let's see. Okay, they got 9 million of property, plant, and equipment compared to, and they have 19 million of leases. So I suspect their operating lease right of use assets is going to increase over time as they do more leasebacks. And their long-term debt is 7 billion. So they don't really have any major issues if you compare their long-term assets, their actual tangible property to long-term debt. They have more value in their property than long-term debt. And the rest of their long-term liabilities are mostly lease obligations. So when a company leases a building, they have to record the asset and they have to record a liability. And over time, the liability goes away as they pay it off. So that's what operating lease right of use assets are. Goodwill, they got 15 billion of goodwill, but their total assets are 78 billion. So goodwill, which is acquiring another company for more than the fair value of its net assets, is not like a huge portion of their assets, but it's significant. So let's see. What are their total intangible assets? 28 billion. I don't know if you count operating lease right of use assets as intangible. I don't think you would. So they have pretty significant intangible assets. Now their cash flows, negative operating cash flow. They burned $140 billion. $140 million in the last 3 months. So they're unprofitable. Their interest is $122 million. They burned $140 of operating cash flow. They spent $284 million on property, plant, and equipment. But then they generated a positive inflow of $164 from sales. Let's see what else they did. Okay, they paid off. They had net payment of debt. So they paid off a little bit of debt, roughly. And if you net it out, $1.3 billion. They did $36 million of buybacks. Why? $36 million of buybacks. If I say billion, excuse me. And they paid dividends. Suspend the freaking dividend. Why are you paying dividends? Stop. Just cut the dividend. Okay, you're not even making money from operations. Your free cash flow is, what is their free cash flow in the most recent quarter? $424 million burned, and they're paying a freaking dividend. Why? Because it's a dividend, and they did a token stock buyback. So I don't know what the big deal is. I guess international's doing well. Let's see. Here they are with adjusted gross profit again. God, I hate it. Well, I guess there's not that much difference. Let's see. So basically all their adjusted gross profit came from U.S. retail pharmacy, which is doing okay, and international, which is doing better. Everything else is like a drop in the bucket. So I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. What's going on with Walgreens? Wow. Okay. Wow. This is going to 10x, bro. Let's do some comments. I look really disheveled. Is that how you say it? I should have combed my hair after the gym, but I did not. Book a free tax consultation with me. I'm a certified public accountant. Let me do your 2024 business or personal taxes, any state in the United States. I am a certified public accountant. I have over 7 years of accounting experience. This is my 4th tax season. I will do your taxes better and probably cheaper than your CPA. Talk to me for free. Book a free consultation. Let's review your tax situation. I'll give you an upfront quote, and I will do your taxes. Don't get used to these videos because I got to do tax season coming up. Walgreens, dude, come on now. You're becoming a clown just like them. Buy Microsoft and Apple. Bro. Microsoft and Apple, bro. Have you heard of those companies? What was the point of putting Warren Buffett on the thumbnail? Because I can do whatever I want. Captain Sleepy-O. Are you sleeping while you're flying your plane, Captain Sleep? I hope you're not flying my plane. Go look at my comment on your prior Walgreens video. I loaded the boat at Oh, of course you loaded the boat at 8:50. Of course you did. I'm sure Jeremy's up too. Shut up. Things ain't looking good, but we'll see. The dividend yield. Oh. Let's see. Does Jerome... Oh, I'm sure he owns it at the exact bottom. Dude, it's not about it's about another company that wants to buy them out, and it's super cheap. Yeah. Oh, wow. They're going to get a buy. This is like a Fubo play. This is like a Fubo play. Fubo dropped like 90%. And then Disney bought a huge stake in them. And the stock went up. And everybody's a genius. Is that your investment strategy? Buy companies on the verge of bankruptcy and hope they get purchased? I guess that's a strategy. Going 58%. W, thank you for the... You're welcome. VT my laggy. That's a good one. Q, bro, Q, bro. Oh, here's Elemental. Daddy Long Dong. Things have been hard for me since I lost my job as a programmer. Really need your help. If I work at the truck stop, can I depreciate my butthole on my taxes? That's actually an interesting problem. I don't know. I need to go look at the the regulations about that. Because, like, let's say you buy a cow, right? And you have a cow, you have a farm. You can actually like depreciate the cows. So I wonder if you're selling your bussy, I wonder if you can depreciate bussies as well. That's actually a good question. What is your depreciable life? Oh, that's funny. Never marry a stock, just trade and date them respectively. You own a Ferrari like Jeremy. Yep, I know. I have a Ford Fiesta. Jeremy's better than me. Yeah, Warren Buffett bought it, bro. Analyze the chart, bro. Just draw some lines, bro. TQQ and chill. It's definitely a buy. Just look at that 8%. Yeah, people kept talking about the dividend yield. I'm like, guys, the dividend is just the prior year dividends divided by the stock price, right? Yeah. The prior year dividends divided by the stock price. What if they slash the dividend? Then your actual like forward dividend yield is 0. But nobody understands this. Dividends! Dividends! That's why I put 7 figures. I guarantee you he's up, guys. Guarantee it. He's up on it. Holy smokers! Let's see. You bought at the bottom. Oh, yeah. See? See? Everybody bought the bottom. See, I know how this works. Okay? I know how this works. Walgreens made more in a day than VT makes forever. I know how this works. Okay? You should have bought Apple, bro. Bro. I find the stocks that went up a lot, and I say you should have bought those stocks instead of VT. It's so easy, bro. That's true. Are you a cow dealer? You deal in cows? Is that your trader business? You buy and sell cows? Yeah, just buy. That's the secret to taxes, bro. Just buy a cow. I save so much money on my taxes because I have a freaking cow in my backyard. I have to clean up its patties every day. It's wonderful. But I get to save on my taxes, bro. It's on my YouTube P&L. It's software expense, YouTube premium, cow depreciation. Buy the dip, bro. Are you buying the dip? Buy it. So easy, bro. I might do one. I'm going to make fun of Paul Gabriel because he bent the knee to Tesla. Oh, Tesla. Just buy Tesla, bro. LaFufu should hire Echoes to run. That's pretty funny. Echoes would do great. He'd be great at that job. Oh, man. Let's see. Insurance companies. Definitely, bro. Buy the dip. Let's see. Oh, really? I should buy cow then. Might try it. You can afford a shirt and some sheets. Okay, I have a comforter. I do. But it needs to get dry cleaned, and I just don't want to do that right now. So right now I'm using the blanket, okay? I have sheets, I promise. I have a big, nice, juicy, thick comforter. I'm just currently not using it because it needs to be cleaned, okay? But otherwise, this room's pretty nice, right? Yeah, I got to fix the lamp that my son broke. Oh, and the shades that my son broke. Oh, and the other shades that my son broke. But you know what? It's okay, okay? He's just a young boy. Boys will be boys. You can lift chairs. Yeah, I fully depreciated all my shirts. I'm gonna sell them at a gain. Well, I'm gonna start selling my shirts to all my fans. All right, boys. Well, that's it for this video. I might do one more reacting to old Small Gabriel fluffing Tesla because that's what grifters do. They fluff stocks that go up. Book a free tax consultation with me. See the pinned comment at the conclusion of this video. You can talk to me for free. I'll even wear a shirt. I will quote you up front, this is how much you're paying for your taxes. And then I will do your taxes as only a professional would. Because your tax preparer is probably some doofus at TurboTax. I have a bachelor's in history, but I have 1 season of tax prep experience, so I know what I'm doing. They're freaking garbage. You go with me. I'm the CPA. I'm the Chad. Book a free tax consultation. Have a wonderful night. Cheers.